want to know what's going on in your dirt sports world? Whether it's 4 wheels, 2 wheels, Dirt Sports World's got you covered. From the dirt to the dunes, we bring you the latest action in racing, to lifestyle, the newest parts, the newest vehicles, and what the superstars of off-road are up to. Check out our social media for up-to-date information on Instagram, Facebook, Dirt Sports World, and more in depth. And check out the magazine at www.dirtsportsworld.com. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Dirt Sports World, for some great videos. So make sure to follow us and come get dirty with us.
First up, it's the 3-time king starting off on top. It's win 17 for Connor Barry. First-time winner in the iRacing Short Course National Series, Take a Bow, Drake Mittag. And while Luke Canuck's yet to taste success in 2025, it's going to be a taste that's oh so sweet. Keaton Swain's not going to stand down. To the line, a photo finish. Her first win in the National Series. Crystal King gets it done. It's taken a while for Josh Edmondson to crack the victory circle. Winning the war, Drake Mittag, the 2025 iRacing Short Course World Finals champion. Just 2 rounds left in the 2026 iRacing Short Course Pro 4 National Series. And after a detour on the tarmac, we return to the dirt and to a fast track. And for the second time in series history, welcome along to Wheatland. Hi folks, Arjuna Kankipati, joined in the broadcast booth as ever by voice of off-road Dave Arnold. But we're not going to hang around as we head into the crucial championship swing. We're going to talk to our championship contenders, and so let's catch up with championship leader Thad Countryman standing by with Dave.
Thad, it was a great season until it got rough out there for you. I mean, watching you get, 6th place last week, it was just a heartbreaker. You've been so consistent. You came out swinging, and a little bit of dirt to climb up through on this one this time.
Yeah, I feel like here I definitely got some pace when it comes to hot laps. I'm not the most consistent though, especially when it's running by other trucks, especially through the whoop section. So we're just gonna have to hope we get lucky and try not to land on top of anybody.
So you got a little something to prove after last week, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hopefully just do well in qualifying, and if I am to get pole, hopefully invert ain't that bad, and we're just gonna try to get out in front and stay in front of people. That's my biggest issue, is following somebody at this track gives me a hard time.
Have you put a little extra time in training on this track here at Wheatland? It's a rough one, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I mean, we worked a lot on the setup, trying to get it as good over the whoops as we could to get it consistent, but you can only do so much, it seems like. So I think by myself running the quality laps, I could do it pretty quickly, but we'll just have to keep our head down and stay consistent in the race, try to finish somewhere up the top if we don't win it.
Well, I'm going to say good luck to you, and I'm going to let you, you're in your office, you're ready to go to work, and go get him, Thad.
Thanks, Dave.
Hunting Thad down is defending Pro 4 champion Connor Barry. Let's catch up with him, who after some decent points last time on the streets of Long Beach is now just 9 points off of the championship lead. Connor, how are you feeling in the Grid 1 team, brand new for 2026, hunting that championship down as we head to one of the most technical courses on the calendar?
Yeah, I wish I could say I'm feeling good, but honestly, our speed right now is not that good. Somehow I put down a lap in practice, and that put me on top, but I don't think I could go out there and run that lap again. So my speed right now, I'm not really sure on how it's going to be. I think I know for a fact that Thad's going to be quick, so hopefully can lay down a lap in the qualifying. That's good, and just go from there. But it's going to be a battle, and going to try my best to try and close this gap before we go to Crandon.
We always talk about track position, but I did note one of the things in the Discord. We're running with damage on as compared to the end of last year when we first came here and ran with damage off. That means got to be a bit more careful with the landings, more cognizant of your competitors as you work your way through the whoop sections. Are we in for a bit more of a conservative fight from the driver's perspective? Do you need to be a bit more careful in how aggressive you are this time around?
I would say so. You definitely cannot go like as big like on these jumps, but I think it's going to be aggressive still as always, and it's going to be a battle. And I know for a fact that everyone's going to be trying as hard. They're just all going to be like sending it like out there. So it's going to be a battle, but my goal is not really like focus like on this win. I think a win would be good for sure, but right now my focus is trying to stay in front of Thad.
We've got some Pro 2 news to share slightly later on, but I want to talk Team Championship very quickly because you sit about 60 points back from Channel 199 Sim Racing, your former team, but second in the Team Championship, which extends across both Pro 4 and Pro 2. How's the relationship with you and Drake been going as we've worked our way through the first 3 months of the year?
Yeah, it's been good. We started out in first, and we had a few rounds that were bad for us, so we fell down to third, but we got a good round in, and we're going to start to make our way back up. I feel like this race could be good as Drake is fast here, and I'm going to try to be fast too, so we'll see what we can do. But I think for sure, we're in a good spot for that as well, and it's going to try to keep being smart and consistent out there and try to close that gap as well.
Well, Connor, we'll let you go get ready for qualifying. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, always nice of the drivers to give us some of their time, especially because qualifying is just about to get underway. But Dave, interesting to hear, nerves on both sides as we head into what I would say is an interesting 2 rounds to close the season off. Wheatland is going to be fast, technical. Crandon, 10 wide, land rush start. If the championship's up for grabs, that could be wild.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you want to talk about, you said challenging. Lucas Oil, Wheatland, that track is just mind-boggling. Twists and turns and off-cambers, and of course the big house Crandon. You want to talk about the crescendo of nerves when you line up at Crandon at that land rush start. So if you're going to finish off a championship, these two, you got to be on point.
Does mean qualifying next week may be a little less important than it might be tonight, where once more 10 minutes just thrown on the clock, drivers get 4 laps and will advance the top 12 straight to the main event. Everyone else goes through the LCQs. We'll have 2 of those, 5 laps apiece, before we head off then into our 2 main events. Remember, 2 sets of 50 points to be paid out. That means about 200 points just in terms of racing in the 4 races left this season. And so as we talk championship standings, Thad Countryman and Connor Barry, their consistency, a couple of missteps here and there, but has seen them rise to a pretty healthy championship lead. Cody Winicki, Nicholas Dashley, and Zach Drapke in the top 5. But really, at the end of the day, Dave, you and I think Thad and Connor just looking to stay out of trouble here to keep themselves at the front going into next week.
And the intrepidity of his voice of Thad when he was talking about the whoop section and this, and then Connor saying, I don't know how I'm not hearing a lot of confidence out of these 2 drivers, which is very unusual. These 2 drivers, they got a lot of, nerves and a lot, lying on this line. Connor, defending champion, Thad, first-time point leader here. So I think these 2, they're getting in their head just a little bit.
Team Championship, I mentioned it briefly with Connor, but they, Grid 1, as in they, have jumped up in front of Team Gold after the last round. And so now as we head into the final 2 points-paying events in the Pro 4 season, these points will then extend, of course, into Pro 2 as well, but the defending champions, Channel 199, sitting on top. We're waiting for the first times to slide onto the board as Connor Barry launches over the jump between turns 5 and 6, and now into the technical final part of the lap here at Wheatland.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you, this is there's no resting at this track. It's incredible. I had a chance to go over to PV and try out the simulator. Of course, I picked Wheatland. Man, you never stop. There's no time to rest. I was sore getting out of that simulator. I mean, this track will beat you up. It's rough.
The runs between turn 10 and turn 1, which is where Connor is now, that's relatively long, but still interspersed with jumps. Turn 4 to 5, that's the other relatively straight part of the track, but all but straight vertically. Barry did say he wasn't sure how quick he would be with the pressure of qualifying on, but a 10th of a second quicker than his teammate Drake Mittag, as remember, Grid 1 trying to close the gap on the team championship leaders, Channel 199. Here comes Thad Countryman working his way to the line out of turn 10. Wait for the time to update, and it will be a 1:11.5, so we'll slot him into the top 5, and at the end of the day, he's just aiming for a top 12. Move forward straight to the main event.
And I'm going to be curious to see with Josh Edmondson and, of course, McFarland, also a couple of 199 drivers. Will they gain points tonight? That's going to be a question there, too.
Couple of points up for grabs in qualifying. 5 for pole position, and for Barry, that could be crucial now with Countryman bundled down to 10. No points in qualifying outside of the top 5. Look at the landing. Matthew Lindy set sail over one of those jumps, and now over that short run between 5 and 6, we sent a rocket to space. Matthew Lindy tries to do the same through the whoop section.
Talk about tap dancing your way through the whoops. He hit every corner of that truck and still pulled it off there. And you have to drive on the edge here. There is, if you're going to be timid, don't compete.
The way that as well, coming out through the final couple of sweepers, he was setting the car up. That was remarkable. But I think bailed on this lap and just setting up for what will be the 3rd run for Lindy in the 333 KES Industries with Team Watson Racing machine. Meanwhile, Josh Edmondson, who will be looking forward to the Pro 2 part of the championship later this year. He is also slow rolling around on track. This is, I think, him just minimizing any risk of damage before what will be his final attempt in qualifying. Thad Countryman might be on his final hot lap. Look at the wheel input all the way to the right as he works over the jump. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're constantly moving the wheel. He looks a little calm through there. He's just out for a Sunday drive.
I wonder again if it's the same thing of just now setting up for the next lap, and confirmation comes down from our producer Hugo. Hadley Boyce, though, does jump up into the top 12. Remember, we'll move forward directly from there. Quintin Dalomo, who qualified well last time at Long Beach, but in our Surfside Propellers signature Long Beach Showdown, got bundled down through the running of the race. Jump on board with Countryman. Let's run around the opening couple of corners, Dave, and see a lap here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Up turn 1, nice and smooth. It's a nice setup here. They kind of lure you in with a couple of smooth turns, little jump, a nice big left-hand sweeper, a little Talladega style. Now this is where they wake you up. The big Lucas leap here. I'm gonna send this one. Up and over the bridge. Some of the whips there, you can see you get that front end a little high. Nice little plateau.
So difficult as well, as you see him set up on the left of that jump so he can turn the car in midair, so when he lands, squats down on all fours and powers off the corner. He bails though from this lap to set up what will be his final attempt in qualifying. Oh wow, all that work and no improvement from Countryman.
Well, you know, he clipped that tire there. That was a little bit of a problem, and we've seen that tire, or a couple of those tires, make a big difference in some of these drivers. I think Drake McTagg got caught up in it last year.
See if history repeats itself. Adam McAfee a bit more tentative, also a bit more compromised by the line coming down over the landing. Out through turn 10 he'll go and build up for... No, never mind, he's scratched his qualifying attempts as he crosses the line, so he'll just get some final practice, which, given that the other dirt tracks on the schedule have been visited for many a time in iRacing short course history and many other series that these drivers run, they have a lot less experience at the end of the day, Dave, at this particular track.
Oh yeah, I mean, literally, this thing debuted last year. You know, the last race of our, the season, we were able to throw it in there. We finally got a race down, and man, how do you find talent? You got to stay fast at the other tracks because everybody's still getting faster. You got to practice, and then you got to get something you got to completely figure out. That, of course, being Wheatland.
The iRacing team released an update yesterday where you can increase the power of your car. I would suspect that some drivers at a track like this turn the horsepower up. Yes, please. Countryman works through the opening corner then for the final time in qualifying. Tighter turn 2. We'll see how many cars in the race elect to use the extra camera eye and try and roll the speed around the corner. I'm sure that's going to be a thing through turn 3. All about setting up then over this monstrous Lucas leap. But always interesting how car lands. Comes back onto the right side of the truck, but then through the left-hander nicely, and Countryman trying to find 8/10 of it to find 9 positions up the board.
Yeah, good run through the whoops that time, keeping his speed up. See him trying to rotate in the air. Oh, every time, that's his, that corner is his nemesis.
Just one more to go though now. No bailing from this attempt with 35 seconds left to go. In qualifying, everyone off the track with the exception of Countryman, Curran, and Carmichael. Countryman finds a couple of tenths of a second. He'll get 1 point in qualifying as well. That means that Connor Barry will only gain 4. Championship gap's been shrunk a little bit more.
Man, just chips and chips away at that thing. Connor being so consistent. I think Connor was, other than the first race of the year at Wild Horse, or Firebird, sorry, where he got sent to the back, he's been on the podium every single time. So he's been so consistent. And of course, we saw a 6th place last week for Countryman, which really hurt him.
6th place means... Sorry, go ahead.
We got fans. They just appeared.
6th places means 12 points lost in the championship. Here's a look, though, at LCQ1 starting lineup. Nicholas Dashley and Quintin Del Olmo split the front row with Brandon Fourcade and Scott Marek behind them. Tyler Bickford and Zachary Goddard are 5th and 6th positions, with 7th going the way of the all-white Rick Huseman. He was called out for having no wrap. I'll see if he gets that updated before the end of the season. Carson Joyce and Matt Lass make up the rest of the starting lineup. Ignore Tommy. He's our race control team tonight, keeping us on track. And so we thank him for his responsibility tonight while we all go and have some fun.
Yeah, I think Ricky's got to come up with a little paint scheme. You're right. That looks a little bare.
He posted 2 pictures, asked which one was better, and someone said, well, put a paint scheme on that first, then we'll answer. So we'll get that formation lap underway. Rolling starts, of course, with the exception of next week at Crandon, when we'll be 10 wide, a couple rows deep in the main events. Nicholas Dachelet, Quintin Delhomme will be running around at, I think it was 55 miles an hour is what the instruction was from race control. And the reason why I specify that is they did note in their post-event recap of last week that some drivers were going a bit faster than they were intended to, so I have no doubt that that was identified in the drivers' meeting about an hour or so ago.
Even here, like their trophy truck, limiter. Gotta stay at the speed.
Well,
it's like when you go in the pits.
I was going to say, you'd make starts a lot fairer if they all ran off a system where it went away at the same time.
Yeah.
There'd be no question of who jumped the starts or anything like that. Racing here, we've already seen solo car incidents through the whoop section. I'm rather interested, Dave, as to the physicality that we're expecting here.
Oh, it's a battle royale. What are you talking about? Questioning it. It's going to happen.
And so fiberglass will go flying. Therefore, remembering that 6 drivers move forward, we saw last week that race control do have the discretion to send a driver out of the main event if they feel a pass was made with contact, with 9 entering, 3 missing out. In this particular race, no one really inside of the major championship fight, but let's not forget Nicholas Dachelet, who still thinks of third, maybe at the end of this Pro 4 run. Off and away we go for the first time tonight. Not the greatest start, and already Matt Lass has almost lost it at the tail end of the field. But out through turn 1, one of the green machines spun around, and that is Carson Joyce left adrift. Quintin Delhomme pressured by Brandon Fourcade as Dachelet clear up front.
Yeah, it looks like we had a driver netcoding out there a little bit, the other white vehicle. It was battling with Rick Huseman. Got Bickford, Delhomme. He's been doing some, flashes of greatness. He struggled in Long Beach. Let's see how he's going to come swinging back. Oh, Huseman sends it. Gets a little out of shape there. Ooh.
Doesn't quite wind it down in time, but tags the side of Tyler Bickford, drops then behind Scott Marek. All as Quintin Delhomme started in second, now down to 4th. There's a truck around, it's Marek, and there's more chaos through the whoops. Delhomme saved it. Matt Lass slides in front of Carson Joyce. As look at the action a bit further up through the field. Nicholas Dachelet and Brandon Fourcade got very close to one another down at turn 9.
Yeah, Dachelet and Fourcade they were literally rotated in the air, landing sideways. I don't know how they pulled that off. They just rewrote the physics, I guess.
Great action as we close the first of our 5 laps. I saw Christopher Plumley in our YouTube chat. No longer can he ask the question of where is Wheatland. Now the question is, when does Plumley return to the iRacing Short Course National Series?
I was going to say, where's Plumley?
Exactly. Where is Christopher Plumley? Back around we go. And look at the green line on the left side of the screen. With Scott Marek out of contention, Carson Joyce dropping down. At last, the one with the bit between his teeth, trying to catch up to Zachary Goddard.
Yeah, Goddard definitely the one with the bullseye on his back right now. He's been able to pull a little bit away from Goddard, getting a little breathing room. So he's going to have to go into that protection mode. You can see, he's got a little bit of gap there. I think Goddard's going to be worried about last, though.
Through the whoops, mistake from Quintin Delhomme, who gets tagged by Rick Huseman. No change for position. Delhomme holds on to 3rd. They're fighting inside of the transfer spots for grid positions as well, let's not forget. So Nicholas Dachelet will line up in 13th spot, while Zachary Goddard, if he can hold on to this 6th and final transfer position, lines up 23rd. And on the final row of the starting grid, 3 laps left, including the one we're on, though. Matt Lass still has to try and find a way to first close up, then to find a way past.
Yeah, it looks like they're all closing up there. That contact with Delhomme's, Huseman lost a little bit of speed there. Delhomme running, I tell you, right up to 3rd place. He's starting to come out swinging there. Bickford, he's starting to gap out on Huseman. Huseman having to worry about Goddard, but Lass is still in the picture. Unfortunately, Joyce pretty much out of this one.
Matt Lass's only championship points came last time on the streets of Long Beach in 2026. See if he can make a second consecutive feature. Riding on board with the Daniel Newman Racing machine through the whoops. He thought about trying to go around the outside, but now watches as those in front start to battle amongst themselves. Gets a chance to pop alongside, but almost run into that tire that protects you from cutting a bit too much of the track, and out through turn 9. Round to the final corner on the track they'll go, and Matt Lass is going to try and shove his nose up the inside of Zachary Goddard. 3 abeam as they work back to the line. Tyler Bickford trying to break away.
Yeah, Lass with a great move there. He's trying to look at the inside again, getting the shoehorn out there, trying to push his way through there. Goddard with some good speed. He'll have the inside line coming back. He'll push Lass right back out. These two battling, allowing Hughesman to pull away just a little bit there. Bickford now gapping on him. But that is the battle right there for that last qualifying position. Lass knows it. He's going to lay the pressure on Goddard. Literally, they are still touching.
Some great action as we launch over the Lucas Leap once more. Penultimate time in this LCQ. And Matt Lass knows that he's running out of opportunity. Almost lands on the back of Zachary Goddard, and that could be it. Stumbles, runs himself wide. And now as Goddard has some breathing room, 1 lap left to go, we navigate through this slow middle part of this lap. Rick Hughesman costing Zachary Goddard some time. Matt Lass is not out of this. I won't count him out with 1 lap left to go.
I wasn't going to count him either. He just came charging right back there. You can see he's got some speed there. Now he just kind of reset, look for it, and you can tell you right now, Goddard's concentrating on Hughesman. He kind of forgot about Lass there. He's got to keep an eye on Lass while he battles with Hughesman at this point. Through turn 1, looking low.
Here the pickup of the throttle, very different in these Pro 4s than the Pro 2s, which we'll talk about the schedule for the upcoming Pro 2 National Series in a couple of months and weeks' time, all building up to our World Finals later this year. Rick Hughesman lands okay. Zachary Goddard, at this point, more driving in the rear-view mirrors, trying to cover off Matt Lass. Just 3-4 corners left to go.
Yeah, Lass really trying to pick it up there. Goddard really coming after Hughesman. So he dances through those whoops again. He's going to have the inside line contact. And Goddard makes the pass there. Hughesman back to 6. Let's see if Lass can make a last-ditch effort. Hughesman out of shape. This could be bad.
Here he comes, but he tags the side of Hughesman. All of this as Nicholas Dachelet and Brandon Fourcade have driven clear at the front of the field. No such arguing amongst them. I don't think there's enough time, though, for Matt Lass to try and fight his way past Rick Hughesman. Almost did his best to cost himself a spot in the main event, but Davies just held on. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, he just got to keep getting a little bit better each time, but Dachelet, he came right out. Kind of shocking to see him in an LCQ.
Qualifying was tight. He's corrected the mistake, though, has now some work to do in the main event. Fourcade, Dalomo, Bickford, Goddard, and Hughesman, not expecting change there. Let's take a look, though, at the starting grid for LCQ2, where Hadley Boyce and Cody Vanderveer split the front row. Zachary Drapkin, second straight LCQ for him, and he's in the top 5 in points, let's not forget. Noah Carmichael lines up on the outside of row 2. Austin Schaber and Michael Boyd, 5th and 6th positions, with Tom Grady, Christian Noble, and Daniel Mamede, the 9. Remembering, once again, we will see 6 move forward. The couple of drivers at the front of the field having a very different experience to those on the verge of the transfer spots.
Yeah, transfer spots, boy, I'll tell you, it's rough when 9 start, 6 go, 3 will be battling, and that's why we're going to see another physical race on this one. We saw the physicality coming out there. Good thing is nobody taking anybody out, but you got to lean on somebody. That's how you pass an off-road. You know, you don't change their position or their angle, I should say, as long as you make it by cleanly. Great shot.
Drivers from LCQ2 had the opportunity to sit back and watch LCQ1. Wondering if they learned anything. The deeper we get through the race, of course, the thing that we always note is look down low, the cushion being borne into the track surface as the trucks continue to run through. see a bit more evolution before we get to our first main event of the night, when we'll throw 24 trucks onto the track.
Yeah, that's where it's going to get busy out there. I mean, this is a big track. There's a lot of places in the past, but I'll tell you, with these guys, the way they're running whoever makes the main event, it's going to be close throughout the entire race.
Zach Drapkin's got some work to do. 2 consecutive LCQs, but I think that really goes to show just how competitive this field has been in qualifying. Last time, a little bit different, yes, at Long Beach, but one of the things that we had talked about, Dave, was because there was no road course expert, the field was a lot more equal than when Matt Adams won a year ago.
Yeah, that's for sure. Adams definitely was the ringer coming in on that one. Like to see him come back and race with us again. It would have been interesting to see him compete here at the Pro 4s.
I did see drivers discussing road course options. I'm just saying Road America might not be a bad one. Pace truck off and away.
Yeah.
Hadley Boyce and Cody Vanderveer on the front row. But already Zach Drapkin, bumper to the back of Hadley Boyce as Tom Grady tries to get into the top 6 before we're even into turn 1. That was a very chaotic race start. I have no doubt race control will have a look at that. But Vanderveer puts the pressure on Hadley Boyce. Zach Drapkin looks in the rearview mirror for 3rd position as we sneak our way out of turn 2, out into turn 3. And onto the Lucas Leap they'll go. Tom Grady and Austin Scheiber, wheel to wheel, swap inside of the transfer spots.
And you can see Drapkin had that early on move, but Carmichael right behind him, looking up the inside there, and then you got Schreiber and Grady battling out there at the cut line there. Grady just on the bubble, that point, just outside the bubble, Daniel Hamid. You can see the little separation there. The top 6 trucks already battling there. Look at them ping-ponging around there. Oh, my goodness.
That is Daniel Mamede, Christian Noble, maybe Michael Boyd involved too. Meanwhile, at turn 8, it's a bit more contact being made as Cody Vanderveer has been shuffled down to 3rd behind Drapkin. Now watches as Noah Carmichael half peaks to the inside in that peak 125, 1 lap complete. That felt like a lot longer of a lap than anything we saw in LCQ1.
That I will agree with. Grady definitely, it looks like Carmichael was just giving a little bit of gas and brake check at the same time. It's like every time he got up to him, it's like, okay, take his line right away from him. Kind of smart driving.
Wide from Tom Grady as he maybe tries to bank off of turn 3 and get a better run on the run up towards the Lucas Leap. That was not, I think, the way he intended to land. Heavy on the left sides and then bottoms out the truck. Not quite in a spot for Austin Schreiber to take advantage.
Yeah, that's tough. When you bottom out there, getting back on the gas, the truck doesn't respond as fast that way. Oh, there's that tire again. Just caught a couple of them. Grady got caught up in that.
Austin Schreiber, too. He drops out of the transfer spots crucially. And Michael Boyd, Noah Carmichael, 5th and 6th now sit in. Hamid, Schreiber, Noble, 3 drivers with some work to do. We'll see 3 laps to go as Boyce crosses the line. Drapkin and Vanderveer sitting pretty at the front.
And I think you made an important point early in the broadcast talking about the damage off. Now it is on here for these Pro 4s. So you got to be careful how you're driving these things. And you talked about the hard landings. You blow your suspension out, all kinds of crazy stuff.
See the amount of fiberglass that's already flapping away. Yes, Noah Carmichael's been involved in some other incidents outside of launching himself over the jump. Problem now is the iRacing machine, the 946 of Christian Noble, that's relatively unscathed and closing in behind Noah Carmichael, a defensive line on the run up to turn 5 as we shed a bit more of that fiberglass over the short jump that we saw a mistake made in the previous LCQ as a driver went on the hunt. And Christian Noble, look how aggressive he went through the whoops.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a good line set up through there. It's going to be important to see how he starts working on him there. He's got that boozy jerky machine. Same hood design there as Connor Berry. Liking the General tires on there too.
Those eyes are menacing though. There's got to be some angles from which it just looks like it's probably staring directly into your soul.
It's got the cow kooky eyes.
It's intimidating is what it is, right? It's trying to goad you into a stare-off.
It's like the Ferdinand the Bull.
Noah Carmichael's avoiding any mistakes so far. Hadley Boyce, by the way, has built himself a nice, comfortable lead up front. So he's looking set to start 14th in the first of the main events. Zach Drapkin's not that clear of Van der Veer. It's only 6/10 between them, and out wide through turn 5 and 6. Drapkin looking a little bit loose. Here comes Van der Veer in the white, red, and blue.
Suspension looks really bouncy on his truck. A lot of rebound there, it looks like. What?
Whoa! Christian Noble finds the tire, and that will mean Noah Carmichael is on course for the main events.
And Carmichael definitely got it back after a beautiful pass by Noble, able to get him.
I wonder if Race Control will take a look at that one. Look from an aerial angle might tell us if there was a squeeze that Race Control may not have approved of. Boyce now only 1.8 seconds in front of Zach Drapkin, but very much action is for second. No real other fighting on track. Cody Van der Veer running out of time to make a move for second.
Yeah, I tell you, Hadley Boyce has found a new pace out there for sure. Drapkin trying to do everything he can. You know, Van der Veer is still right there, right on Drapkin, so that's going to be curious to see. Beautiful drive there. Yeah, that's got to feel comfortable. You're not feeling the pressure. You're driving the lines. Man, these guys come out of, as you say, cattywampus out of those whoops. Oi.
Very tight, though, from Hadley Boyce. No mistake, and that's, I think, the sign of recognizing the position he was in. Bit of breathing room through the final couple of corners as the LCQ2 settled after 5 rather insane laps. But once more, our race winner, oblivious to the chaos, and Iridium Simsports Hadley Boyce advance along with Zach Drapkin, Cody Van der Veer, Tom Grady, Michael Boyd, and question as to whether Noah Carmichael will move forward or if Race Control will deem that his contact with Christian Noble is worthy of no further action, because let's not forget, we saw the intervention of Race Control last week. Quick look at the results. Dave, I know we didn't really get a look at the move, but do you think there's anything that Race Control can even take a look at?
Man, it just looks like he turned down a little too deep into that turn, personally. But it's hard to say from that angle that we saw it at.
Here's a much better look. So they're alongside now.
I think he just got caught in the inside.
The two of them, once I think they get their doors effectively almost stuck together.
Oh.
And that angle maybe is a little less nice.
Yeah, turning into him, it looked like a little bit.
We'll let
the motor.
We'll let the Race Control team deal with that. Brief warm-up for the drivers that advance straight from the qualifying session to the main event. And so let's take the time to talk about the upcoming iRacing Short Course Pro 2 National Series schedule. It is a bit of a wait, yes, but we'll be back September the 30th, starting at the Firebird Motorsports Park for a rapid-fire run of 5 championship rounds. Bark River International Raceway, the trip to Crandon, Wild West, but crucially, finishing here, Dave, at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Man, this is going to be a good one there. I love this schedule. It brings back a lot of memories to me of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. Like, okay, we're going to fight. We usually start out in Firebird because the weather's kind of nice. It's always beautiful there, September and October, not too hot. Kind of when we did our Challenge Cup there. But I'll tell you, Lucas Oil Speedway on October 28th, it could be cold.
Fortunately, we can dial the weather in to go ideal for racing. No road course, though. That means just dirt for our drivers to contend with, all in the build-up, of course, to the iRacing Short Course World Finals. Drake Mittag looking to defend his 2025 championship. And last year, it was 1 Pro 2 round, 2 Pro 4 rounds. We flipped that around. We start and end with the Pro 2s at Bark River and Lucas Oil. In the middle, sandwich a trip to Firebird with the Pro 4s. Lucas Oil Speedway is a track with a lot of significance, Dave, in 2026 for our iRacing short course drivers.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, of course, that's where they got to debut it, and they're going to be going right back there where they got to get their championships decided.
And this World Finals grid going to be made up of drivers who perform across of the Pro 4 and Pro 2 Championship. A celebration of the year that has been 50 seconds left in the warm-up session. And as expected, the field all out on track, seeing how the surface has evolved and where the time is. 24 trucks on track. Our two main events are going to be full of chaos.
Oh, yeah. Now with 24 trucks out there, it's going to get really busy through that whip section there. And I'm telling you, the tires are going to come into play again. We've seen it, already, and we're going to see it more tonight. 24 trucks out there, they're going to try and fit 5 through there. Going to get busy.
Just waiting to hear if there will be anything from race control. If there was a flip of results, it wouldn't bring Christian Noble back into the mix, unfortunately, because he finished down in 9th. What it would do is promote Austin Scheiber in place, I would assume, of Noah Carmichael, but we'll wait to find out as we get gridded up for the first of our 10-lap races tonight. Two main events, plenty of championship points, but winding down, Thad Countryman and Connor Barry have got to focus up and avoid any slip-ups. Countryman starts on top, though, with Ethan Curran alongside. Evan McFarlane, Cody Winicki, Drake Mittag, and Connor Barry make up the rest of the front 6 as we invert the front of the field. Matthew Lindy slots into 7th alongside of Josh Edmondson, with Adam McAfee and Trenton Briley just in front of Brody Desure and Sean Winkler. Those 12 advance from qualifying. Everyone else from the LCQs. Nicholas Dashley and Hadley Boyce, Brandon Foucault and Zachary Drapkin, Quinton Del Olmo and Cody Vanderveer, and then just 6 more. Bickford, Grady, Goddard and Boyd, Huseman and Carmichael. No change. And Carmichael makes it through as we get ready to go. 10 laps, comp caution at the end of lap 4. I think Countryman's got the opportunity here to control the tempo of this race, Dave.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's, that's what he's got to think about points right now to him. He's only got, 4 points on Connor right now? His goal is control the pace and stay in front of Connor.
Here's the view from outside of row number 2. See what Cody Winicki can do in one of those Channel 199 sim racing machines. Through the night, we will get a look at live points. And one thing to remember is that every position is worth 2 points. And so if the championship gap starts to swing in any direction, take the championship gap, divide it by 2. That's how many positions effectively the drivers have got to work forward, Dave. And I always like to try and think about that because last week alone you called out Countryman finishing 6th. That's 12 points right there.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing when these drivers are doing the math in their head when they got to worry about driving. Don't tell me the points.
That's where having a spotter is, I guess, somewhat helpful, although I'm guessing this is not the race where you're asking him to tell you the situation. The only time you care about that is the last race when he's going to tell you exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, right now, just worry about driving. Let's not talk about points. Let's talk about your race. Where you're putting the truck, where your competitors are putting their trucks. Worry about the race. It's all they need to concentrate on right now.
For Countryman, consistency has seen him get to this point in the championship. 1 feature win at Bark River this season. Can he double up here at the Lucas Oil Speedway? We've been waiting for a while to have it in the iRacing Short Course National Series. And for the first time with Pro 4s, let's go. It's a tentative start at the front of the field. Countryman instantly gets the elbows out and shoves Curran wide. That will allow Evan McFarlane and Cody Winicki to try and work their way through. But look at the boozy jerky machine. Connor Barry tried to get the elbows out, ran into one of the tires and is
Done.
now pushed all the way to the tail end of the field.
And that looks like Winkler also got caught. The Nicholas Dachelet just had it. So, Connor with damage there. You just it probably ripped that front tire off.
That was a big hit, and now instantly look at the gap that has built up. It is a remarkable 50 points between them. As it sits right now, there's some chaos behind, and one's gone around. That's Brandon Fourcade that I think is going to drop down the order. But really, story of lap one as Countryman leads at the front of the field. Sean Winkler, Connor Barry sat in pit lane. More trouble down at turn 8.
Yeah, lots of problems going around there. Nobody's hit the tire at that point. Let's take another look out there with Connor going to the inside there and just gets pushed, just rips that front tire practically right off the truck there. Oh, heartbreaking for Connor.
That's where you sometimes question the choice to make the move. That's what Connor will be going and looking at on the replay. Maybe beating himself up about it, but he'll get a second chance, let's not forget. If he can get out there at the end of lap 4, our competition caution will pack the field back up, and big separation between the front 6 or so. Cody Winicki and Matthew Lindy, 1.6 seconds between them in that cube. Josh Edmondson in the Q2. Lindy in the Chrome machine, now going to feel the pressure from Adam McAfee. Batman tags the side of him in through the whoop section, single file for the time being.
Looks like, I believe Matthew Lindy got out of shape there, cattywampus into the wall there. And then, of course, we're watching Josh Edmondson coming up the inside of McAfee. Edmondson now battling back there. Right behind him, that's Trenton Briley applying the pressure to him.
Once more, championship points are on the top right of your screen. That Countryman with a 50-point advantage over Connor Barry, who has just returned to the racetrack, and we'll see if he is able to hold on to a lead lap position when we restart after the end of lap number 4. Zachary Drapkin, remember, had to fight his way through the LCQs into the top 10 already.
Yeah, which is very unusual for Drapkin, a very consistent driver out there, a very fast driver. You see, look at him just sawing that wheel in the air. Oh, he's trying to get set up for that left-hander, and he's setting up to the inside.
My spine winces every time I see that. I can't imagine what that feels like in reality. Ethan Curran, Evan McFarlane, they're swapping back and forth for 3rd and 4th. They're trying to effectively get position for when we restart this race. So that's an important fight between the two of them. Zach Drapkin runs into the back of Trenton Briley, but doesn't quite cause a stack up of chaos. 1 lap left to go. On board with Cody Winicki, who's now made his own move on his teammate Evan McFarlane. Back around the outside goes the number 40 through the fast turn 1. I think the
Nicky. Ooh.
take the tires into the ground, but Cody Winicki on the inside just doesn't have that speed, Dave.
Yeah, he was looking for it. McFarlane's got some great speed. His teammate there in the 199 team there, and you can see Ethan Curran. Now, Ethan Curran, he's another guy. It's like he's been real quiet, and all of a sudden, we seem to be calling his name quite a bit up at the front, and he seems to be involved with a lot of battles.
Got to keep our eye on the up-and-comers. There is no doubt about some new names sprinkled in with the likes of the Christopher Plumleys, the Crystal Kings, not running in this year's short course National Series action. Now, did one truck roll? I am almost 100% sure we had a truck roll. Zach Drapkin, my goodness, we were just singing his praises, and from inside the top 10, the red line all 56 through the whoop section, I am 100% sure he has gone in too hot, overcooked the corner, and as we close the end of lap number 4, competition caution will fly, and Zach Drapkin will get a chance to breathe.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the truck just unsettled. Oh, up and over. Nice middle barrel roll there. And you got to wonder what the damage there, how the truck's going to handle. Throws it in reverse, tries to rejoin the field. But like you saw, he got deep in the field back there. And it's weird, all the way back to 17th, now seeing Connor, Sean Winkler, Nicholas Deschanel, Del Amo, and Drapkin in the back half of the field. It's just crazy.
You can definitely tell a little bit of frustration, but he will have a chance at least still on the lead lap, which is, I think, exactly what Connor Barry is going to get the chance to do right now as well. Cycle back around onto the lead lap with Sean Winkler, and 5 laps to make a difference in the 50-point championship lead that Thad Countryman has now. He was nervous at the start of the night. How nervous do you think he is now?
Well, let's say long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Oh,
He's
boy.
got that look on his face right now like, oh, don't mess up. Don't mess up. Try not to overthink. And that's the best advice I can give these drivers. It sounds crazy. Turn your brain off. Let the muscle memory take over and just do what you know how to do. Don't think about anything else. Muscle memory.
Although it goes back to what we were saying earlier, the muscle memory maybe not as developed for this track compared to some of the other places we have visited time and time again in series history. This is only the second time that the Lucas Oil Speedway has been run, and the first time was the week it was released, which meant that didn't drivers get 24 hours to effectively practice last time?
Yes. Yep. And when I'm talking about muscle memory, it comes to driving. Once you put down a couple of laps, you pretty much, okay, knowing where my foot position's got to be and how much throttle, how much brake, where I got to brake, where my braking points are. They're all in your brain there. You can't overanalyze that. The muscle memory will just kick in because you've already had the fast laps. He's already done the qualifying, and he's got practice in there, so he knows where not to put the truck. And I think the biggest thing is don't let somebody pressure you, and that's Drake Matag right now. He's going to turn the pressure up on Countryman, let me tell you. And Ethan Curran and McFarlane and Winnicki and Edmondson, too.
And remember, for the teammates, Drake Mittag's main goal right now is going to be help out Connor Barry. Bring Countryman as much trouble as you can. Green will fly once more here in the first of our main events. And also keep your eye on that top right. If Connor Barry starts making some moves, the championship lead might start to come down. Already Ethan Curran alongside of Drake Mittag. Dave was right to call him out, but through turn 3, the door left open for McFarlane to try and poke his way through. Up to the Lucas Leap, some contact first time by.
Yeah, definitely rubbing and letting that fender know I'm here. Just saying, I'm going to let all your body parts know where I'm at this point. Just when you think you got it figured out, that's when I'm going to go for the pass. Speaking of passes, when Nicky looking up the inside there for a second, goes there, changes his lines up a little bit there, and then you got Josh Edmondson, the hunter, the crafty veteran, we'll call him.
There's 2 trucks inside of one another, and one of them has run into the back of Cody Vanderveer. Rick Huseman takes advantage, and we've got another that's gone, well, not quite Artemis status, but rocket status momentarily. And I think that's Hadley Boyce that sits stationary, and that's going to be another replay that Race Control will take a look at. Drake Mittag up the inside through the final corner, and this is for the lead of the race, but crucially to put Thad Countryman on the back foot in the championship fight as well. Now on the outside through turn 2, watch for Curran in the bright yellow and red to try and make his way forward as well. But Drake Mittag on the inside through turn 3 will have the lead of the race, and now Countryman will try and settle back in.
Yeah, definitely a textbook move there. I got to give it up to him. Very clean pass there. Leaned on each other just a little bit, not to change the attitude of the truck. Big leap coming off there with Mittag and Countryman, but you don't count on Ethan Curran. Yeah, I'm expecting him to stick his foot in that door too. He's going to try and kick it open, I think.
Already the championship gap brought down to 42 points. That's 8 positions that Connor Barry has slowly worked through. Ethan Curran becomes the next victim of the tires and unfortunately turtled, stranded upside down. Didn't want to wait for someone to hit him right side up. It will promote Barry up a position, give him 2 free championship points, and give Race Control yet another thing to take a look at.
Option drivers making their way back up there. Drapkin back up to 12th. Huseman battling with Vanderveer as they go back and forth battling for that 10th position there. You can see Batman, great shot of McAfee coming around. McAfee trying to hold off the advances there by a couple drivers that are putting it out there. He's sitting in that 8th position. Very sure.
Rick Huseman started on the last row of the starting grid, so in a very good spot. Zach Drapkin's going to try the up and under through turn 3, set up the move into the Lucas lead. This is precarious, or pushed off the track slightly is Rick Huseman, and as much as Zach Drapkin landed heavy on the front, slides his way through back up to 11th.
It's crazy watching some of these drivers. You watch their wheels are cranked all the way one way, and I'm like, don't land on the last minute. They straighten it out. Oh, a little hot coming off those whips again for Drapkin.
Seems to be a repeated story. Quinton Del Lomo gets past Rick Huseman, who's been pushed down so quickly, how momentum shifts around. He then pushes out Del Lomo, and there comes Connor Barry, defending Pro 4 champion. He saw the opportunity to try the up and under. Huseman slightly shoves his momentum off wide. Connor Barry is going to be able to slot up to 15th, and so now the championship lead brought down even further. It's now just 30 points. Connor Barry doing exactly what he needed to with just a lap and a half left to go.
Man, I tell you, he's got to chip away a little bit more there. Countryman still sitting in that 2nd position, but Matag, incredible. You see Curran back there running again. I can't believe there's more damage to that, not any damage to that truck. That was a hard hit.
I wonder if in taking the tow back to pit lane, that Ethan Curran may also have taken a free repair, which is one of the joys in iRacing, the fact that you don't have to sit there and wait for the crew to repair your car. The magical reset gets you a brand new race car. Oh, behind Countryman, Cody Winicki stumbles into the tire. Doesn't cause a bigger checkup though, that's crucial.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that nothing else happened there. Those tires are really going to come and play, and I don't think we're done with them yet. I don't think anybody listen.
It is an immovable object. There is no force that can meet that object and move it. So in the battle between truck and tire, well, unfortunately, truck will always lose. 1 lap left to go. Final chance to make some moves. It's Matthew Lindy defending from Trenton Briley. It's the battle for 6th position on the run up to the Lucas lead.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's going to move those tires is probably a D10 tractor. But yeah, that good battle there with Lindy coming around back up to Drake Matag, our leader, as he's fought his way. And talk about, the adversity he had. He really slipped back, and then he came out swinging with him and Connor on the box again this last weekend. So right now he's definitely doing some points, but McFarland, Edmondson, I'll tell you, 199 is going to get some good points there also for the team championships.
You see how awkward that was down in turn 8, even for the leader. This is a track that requires mastery, and after 10 laps of action, Drake Mittag, grid 1, on top here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, but that Countryman slots into 2nd and establishes a championship advantage once more. Winicki rounds out the podium, McFarlane Edmondson the top 5. Where's Connor Barry? All the way down in 14th.
Oof, 15th. Oh, we got 14th, all right.
Joys of iRacing.
Yes, back and forth.
Here's a look at the provisional results, remembering that Race Control will have plenty to review. It's a 1 second advantage for Mittag. Team Gold, that Countryman, put the pressure on. Remember, those 2 teams fighting for 2nd in the team points, but all behind the team championship leaders, with Cody Winicki, Evan McFarlane, and Josh Edmondson flying the Channel 199 flag. Matthew Lindy 6th, Trenton Briley and Adam McAfee 7th and 8th, with Brody Desure and Cody Vanderveer at the top 10. Zach Drapkin slightly frustrated, no doubt, to be 11th, but after flipping and rolling by himself, it's a good fight back. Noah Carmichael's 12 spots up after starting all the way down in 24th position, while Nicholas Dachelet, Connor Barry, and Zachary Goddard the top 15. Barry will be, I'm sure, reprieved by the amount of points that he's taken away from that race, given how treacherous it could have been. Del Lomo, Winkler, Huseman, Grady, and Boyd the top 20, with just Boys 4 Card, Curran and Bickford behind them. Let's go ahead and catch up with our race winner, Drake Mittag, with Dave.
Drake, I'll tell you, it looked like the season was pretty much done for you and you guys, but you came out swinging, got a win here in the first one. Unfortunately, Connor, a lot of points back there, but I think by you getting in front of Thad and him working his way up, it helped a little bit for your team points. But, man, talk about the physicality it is here
Yeah.
in Wheatland. It's gnarly.
Yeah, this is definitely a gnarly track. I've always had some pace here before, like before the World Finals, I was the quickest in all the practice sessions. But this year is a little different. I went to Havasu this weekend for Connor's 21st birthday, so minimal practice into this one. We got about one night, and that was last night. So.
Oh, no way. I didn't. Yeah, man, I was in Havasu. I wish I would have known. I was at BJ's.
Yeah, we had some fun, but looks like we're getting back to work this week. Connor had a decent comeback back to 15th, so team points is a long season, but we're getting back on track. This is 2 in a row now for me, so I couldn't do it without a PV simulators, Boozy Jerky, Brim's hats, and Connor for putting in all the work.
Well, congratulations on the win there. I can't wait to do in the second race. Good luck, Drake Mittag.
Let's catch up with Thad Countryman next.
Ooh.
Thad, a interesting race in our first main event there. After the comp caution, pressure felt from Drake Mittag. Did you feel like it wasn't worth to fight too hard there, knowing the championship lead that you're able to build up?
Honestly, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was kind of struggling consistency-wise, even just by myself. I was working really hard to keep the thing on the wheels, and I tried to battle him as much as I could, but once he got in front of me, I felt like I had a decent pace, but I kept falling back, making small mistakes, and I just focused on keeping Cody behind me and got it to the checkered flag.
Did a good job in doing that. Have the nerves settled a little bit now that you've got the first race out of your system and been able to get the pace out there?
Yeah, a little bit. Hopefully for second main, I can just do the same thing, keep my head down and finish up in a like a top 3 or something still would be nice, and yeah, we'll just see how that goes.
Well, best of luck for the second race tonight.
Thank you.
And last but not least, catch up with Cody Winicki, third on the podium. He's with Dave.
Man, Cody, what a battle you had there. And it got a little hairy towards the end with you battling there with Countryman, but you and McFarland going back and forth on that then. I was just like, man, stay away from the tire. Stay away from the tire.
Yeah, them tires bite you. They just pop out of anywhere.
So your strategy now, you're third in this one now, a little bit of invert. You kind of be in the middle again. What's your thoughts going through your head?
To survive, like this track, one little screw up and you'll get damaged or get taken out. So you just got to be very patient and cautious of any moves you're going to throw.
Now, I was talking about, with the inside lines, are you like purposely, okay, I'm going to go a little wider here, or you just got to kind of roll the dice through some of those corners? Because you got to be down low, unfortunately, in a few of those.
Yeah, most of the track is real down low, but I'm trying not to follow to maybe get a pass around the outside or the inside. Like, if you're following, you ain't doing much, just getting that drag off of them. So trying to set the truck up a little different for this race, and hopefully we can come out on the box for the next one.
Well, Cody, I don't know if you want to thank anybody that's helped you out, but I'm going to say congratulations and good luck in this second race.
Yeah, thank you guys. I want to thank Channel 199, Track Racer, Racecraft, Polaris Racing, MRT Tires, Top Box Racing, Winicki Motorsports, my wife, and friends and family for watching the broadcast. You guys do a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Cody Winicki, everybody.
Always great to catch up with our podium sitters, and that's the first of our 2 main events in the books tonight. 10 laps left to go at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We'll have 20 more laps next week, and then our Pro 4 National Series will be in the books. Thad Countryman extends his championship lead very slightly, but don't go anywhere on RaceSpot TV. Main event 2 coming up next.
You want to know what's going on in your dirt sports world? Whether it's 4 wheels, 2 wheels, Dirt Sports World's got you covered. From the dirt to the dunes, we bring you the latest action in racing. to lifestyle. The newest parts, the newest vehicles, and what the superstars of off-road are up to. Check out our social media for up-to-date information on Instagram, Facebook, Dirt Sports World, and more in depth. And check out the magazine at www.dirtsportsworld.com. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Dirt Sports World, for some great videos. So make sure to follow us and come get dirty with us.
First up is the three-time king starting off on top. It's win 17 for Connor Barry. First-time winner in the iRacing Short Course National Series. Take a bow, Drake Mittag. And while Luke Canuck's yet to taste success in 2025, it's going to be a taste that's oh so sweet. Keaton Swain's not going to stand down. To the line, a photo finish. Her first win in the National Series. Crystal King gets it done. It's taken a while for Josh Edmondson to crack the victory circle. Winning the war, Drake Mittag, the 2025 iRacing Short Course World Finals champion. Ready to go for the second main event of the night here at the Lucas Oil Speedway in the 2026 iRacing Short Course Pro 4 National Series. Arjuna Kankipati in the broadcast booth, joined by the voice of off-road Dave Arnold. With one crazy race already done, expecting some more contact in the next 10 laps we've got.
It's going to be good, I'll tell you, man. And talking to those drivers, talking about the track, it's rough, it's been physical. And those tires, the Nemesis, jump out and grab you.
Tractor tires are undefeated, is what Christopher Pomley had said in the chat. And indeed, not getting moved by one of these Pro 4 trucks is unfortunately out of the question. Right, we've just moved forward. We're about to find out how we've inverted the starting grid after the finish of main event number 1. And how will it line up, you ask? Well, similar to how it started. That Countryman once again will be up front, Josh Edmondson alongside, with Sean Winkler, Connor Barry 3rd and 4th, and Quinton Dalomo and Trenton Briley the rest of the top 6. Anna McAfee, Evan McFarlane, Nicholas Dashley and Cody Vanderveer the top 10, ready to shore Tom Grady just behind them, with Hadley Boyce, Brandon Fourcade, Zachary Drapkin, Matthew Lindy, and Drake Mittag all the way down in 17th. Ethan Curran, and then Tyler Bickford, Rick Huseman, Cody Winicki, Noah Carmichael, Zachary Goddard, Michael Boyd are field. That does not seem like the correct starting grid, though, unfortunately. So I get the sneaking suspicion. Hold your horses. We'll be going in a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah, that kind of confused me on that one.
Confirmation from Drake Mittag in particular, who I'm sure is wondering why he was not on pole position. So give our race control team a few minutes to throw a new session up, and we will get to the racing action as soon as we can. What it does mean is that some time for us to focus on the announcements that we had made slightly earlier, Dave. Pro 2 National Series, September 30th, our season starts. And what a 5 weeks we're in for.
Oh, I'm incredible. I can't wait. Firebird's going to be incredible. Bark River's always great. Crandon, Wild West, and of course, how cool it is to end at Lucas Oil Speedway once again. I just love it. I mean, I could race this a couple times a year. It's just so much fun. I want to know where's like a Mid-America or a Coda, or we got to find a road course for these Pro 2s.
I'm telling you, I think Road America is the one
Yeah.
for me. It's got lots of 90-degree corners with long braking zones, so you've got opportunities to make some questionable sends. You've got some fast corner. Can you imagine the kink at Road America in one of these trucks?
Oh, yes.
Bravery, stupidity, a bit of both needed to get through there, I would say. Given that we did go to Long Beach, the other thing that we could think about is St. Petersburg. That might be fun.
I was just going to mention Florida. That's exactly. I'd love to see like a Miami through the streets of Miami. Do we even have that
We've
track?
got that on iRacing.
Yes, that'd be a good one also.
I was also thinking you could maybe do like a Sebring might be interesting. Daytona's not so interesting in my opinion as a road course. I wonder if we even got the gearing to work our way around the banking.
No, Watkins Glen.
We did that last year though, so
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to come up with some new ideas for our team.
Wait, hold on a second. Sonoma.
Okay.
Sonoma.
You see, as a former West Coaster, my controversial opinion is Sonoma and Laguna Seca aren't great racetracks.
Really? Not even Laguna with the corkscrew?
So, my opinion, and this is very much an opinion and not a fact, but I maintain that the best corner at Laguna Seca is not the corkscrew.
Okay.
It's the corner before that, because that's the
Okay.
scariest corner on the track.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sonoma, it also depends on which of they've got like a billion different layouts, and
That's true too.
it all changes the characteristic of the track depending on which of the hairpins you use. You've got different passing opportunities, and the hairpins, I've just realized, can describe the end of the lap and the middle of the lap. That's off topic. We're talking about Sonoma when we're talking about Pro 2. Let's move forward to World Finals and continue the
We're just
Pro
killing
2
time.
theme. Very much killing time. But continue the Pro 2 theme, because Bark River and Lucas Oil, trips to those in Pro 2, sandwich our trip to Firebird in Pro 4s, but Drake Mittag will look to regain his World Finals championship at the end of this year. I think this is going to be quite interesting, especially given that we focus more on the Pro 2s. Josh Edmondson, hope you're getting your practice in already.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually bummed when I see the December 16th date, because Lucas Oil Speedway. I will be in Thailand for the King's Cup for that one, for the Jet Ski World Series. Bummer.
We'll find a way.
Oh, you
There's
know
a
what?
will, there's a way.
I might just have to get up at 3 in the morning.
I don't recommend it, but I've got experience doing it, and it's not the easiest. Just to keep everyone updated, new session has gone up from race control, so just waiting for all the drivers to jump into that. Oh, look at that. Producer Hugo's already loaded himself in, so we can get a look at... Oh, my days! That's not the line you're meant to take, Hadley Boyce.
Voice, yep. Nora's dropped in, and the rest of the guys. There's Ethan Kerr in there. There's Boyce back up on it again.
I do appreciate at least the effort being made in practice here to...
Give the pirouette.
Yeah, I guess they're taking advantage of this time to figure out exactly what they can do, which is what practice is meant to be about.
So when do we give the award for the best crash?
Presented by the spare parts department, who will be very happy. One of my friends has started working with one of the... I'm not going to say which company, because that might be too identifying, but they've started working with a manufacturer in the IMSA paddock, and I met them after the first couple of hours of the Sebring 12 hours, and I asked, how much have you sold in spare parts? And the answer was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, crazy stuff, motorsport. That's where sim racing is great. Our tire bills are virtual, especially for those tractor tires as well. think this is the correct starting lineup. We've inverted the
Looking
top
better.
4. And so Channel 199 Sim Racing, it's Evan McFarlane and Cody Winicki on the front row. But Thad Countryman and Drake Mittag will line up behind them. Josh Edmondson, Matthew Lindy, 5th and 6th positions, with 7th going the way of Trenton Briley. Adam McAfee, his Team Gold esports teammate, is alongside. Brody DeShore, Cody Vanderveer. That's the top 10, with Zachary Drapkin and Noah Carmichael. Having fought through the LCQs, some better starting spots for main event 2. Dashley, Barry, the big name, as defending Pro 4 champion, rolls from 14th as he tries to shrink the championship gap. Zachary Goddard and Quinton Del Lomo share row 8. Sean Winkler and Rick Huseman split row 9, while just outside of those top 18, Tom Grady, Michael Boyd, Adley Boyce, Brandon Fourcade, Ethan Curran, and Tyler Bickford are 24 trucks that once again roll for 10 laps of racing with a competition caution at the end of lap number 4. Question to you, Dave, from Christopher Plumley. Have you ever been to ERX in person?
Oh, absolutely. ERX is incredible. You gotta love it. It's a great track. I mean, they race snowmobiles, motocross, and Pro 2 and Pro 4 and all the other fun trucks. Definitely awesome.
Yeah, I was looking at that calendar, and I like how it was divided. Off-road, snowcross, ditch banger, grassroots, and then there's a living music fest in there as well. Just about everything in Minnesota you can get at ERX.
Oh, yeah. It is a fun track, that's for sure.
And so maybe that's the next track that Christopher Plumley is going to be asking. When do we get ERX?
I'm surprised they haven't done that, because that's, just like Bark River, Crandon, ERX has become one of the ideal tracks out there for sure.
Now, I have not been paying too much attention to if there are new tracks coming, but if our audience can let us know, we'll be very excited about any news you can share. What a wonderful sight that is, though. Our 24 trucks ready to go. But Dave, just 2 more races next week, and then our Pro 4 season is in the books.
Oh, it's incredible. This year went by so fast this year.
Really has flown by. Remember, iRacingShortCourse.com to learn more about the series as we build up to the Pro 2s later this year. It's Evan McFarlane and Cody Winicki. Channel 199 Sim Racing split the front row. That red number plate, our championship leader in 3rd spot, and Thad Countryman looking to try and continue to build his advantage. In through turn 1, wide from Evan McFarlane, will allow Thad Countryman to try and get to the outside. He's up to 2nd momentarily, pushed by Drake Mittag as we funnel up to turn 3. Fight back from Cody Winicki, who's trying to hold on to 2nd place. But as we work towards the Lucas Leap for the first time side by side for 2nd. On the inside, it's Thad Countryman, but a good start for him. Championship lead as it stands is 50 points.
And you see Countryman tucked right in behind Winicki there. You can see Lindy trying to fight up the inside right now of Countryman. And Mittag back there, he's right on back door of Lindy. Great through the whoops there. Now this is going to be interesting. This is where the carnage happens. See a lot of guys dancing on their noses coming around. You're going low, you got to avoid those tires. That's where we see it bit. So many drivers there. Oh, big contact to the back door of Mittag. Matthew Lindy there. You can see Trenton Briley trying to get into the mix too.
It was Countryman that almost got launched around to land upside down, but he got away, but shuffled down to 7th after the contact with Edmondson in midair. Where's Barry? Only up to 13th. He's made 1 position in the opening lap here as we jump on board with those shifty eyes focused forwards.
Yeah, definitely, he's not gaining anybody, just kind of sliding around. It's just, you're just seeing rush hour right now in front of you. It's a little frustrating, you got to start splitting lanes, get that thing up on 2 wheels. Barry looking now to the inside, trying to make a pass there on Carmichael. He's got Vanderveer in his sights.
Remember, every position is worth 2 points for Connor Barry. He will have the advantage of the field being stacked back up after the competition caution, so his main goal right now is pick as many pockets as he can before the end of lap 4. That's a mistake from Vanderveer. That will be 1. Make that 2 because he slips past Nicholas Dashley as well.
And a little bit of carnage back there. You can see some cars hitting some of those tires. Drapkin going through. And Connor Barry getting caught up there in a big one. Winkler getting slammed, Dashley, and it looks like Drapkin was able to sneak by, but Barry up to 10th place. And a lot of contact going on. Good is the physicality, the battle royale, the MMA. It is all battled into one here in Wheatland, Missouri.
But Barry crucially gets through unscathed. Our teammates up front are starting to squabble. We've got to get back to Barry's Grid 1 teammate Drake Mittag, who now sits third. That's good for him, as he's now up to 4th in the points. And looking to try and close on Cody Winicki, who currently sits in that spot. This is the view on board with Barry sandwiched in all of that, but as much as the fiberglass on each side of the bonnet went flying for a second, that's about as lucky as you're going to get.
I cannot believe he literally got pinched there and just kind of squeezed him out like a zit.
Sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
Oh, my goodness. Dashley, not so lucky, nor Winicki, well, I'm drawing a blank on Sean Winkler.
Yeah,
Winkler
it's a quote
pounded from every corner.
It's a quote from golf, and I think it definitely applies in fields like this. 1 lap to go, then we'll compress the field again. One more look at this incident as you ride with Dashley, just turned around in the factory SimSport machine, and then bang, 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 bang. They just keep flying in. But the teammates up front, I think after the comp caution, are going to have a very, very feisty Drake Mittag to deal with. He's looked quick so far this first main event. Second main event struggled to close the gap up, but McFarlane and Winicki can't afford to let Mittag push them too much.
No, and I think Mittag's going to buy his time, like you said, for that restart there. Trenton Biley, how about Trenton getting up there into the mix too? Pretty impressed. And how Lindy avoided all that carnage there, because he was involved with it almost every single time. He got touched a lot out there.
Somehow, still with some more contact, pushed through the corner by Brody DeShore. He will hold on through 3 more corners. Under the bridge will go. Back round turn 10, the long, almost 180-degree left-hander. Evan McFarlane will lead at the end of lap 4 as the field gets slowed down. And if you calculate the championship lead right now, it's 32 points that Thad Countryman has in his pocket. Unfortunately, he's down in 7th right now after starting up in 3rd.
Yeah, definitely. He's gotten shuffled back there. The comp cautions come out. Now they're going to re-rack them. They're going to restack them. And then, of course, the re-fire is going to come into it. You can see Countryman. Boy, you can tell. He doesn't show much emotion on his face. He's pretty serious. He's in his, he's in his groove. He's in his zone, I should say.
He will save that emotion for next week, you would think, either after winning or potentially losing a championship.
I just want to crack a big smile.
That'll be nice. That will be nice. There's one driver, by the way, who's getting a lap back, I do believe. So Adam McAfee is going to cycle around before we will get racing once again.
Get Batman back on the lead lap.
That would be a nice touch. So Brandon Fourcardi's made up 8 positions. Rick Huseman's plus 6, but where there's big gainers, well, Adam McAfee's minus 16. Nicholas Dashley in 23rd. He's minus 10. So as McAfee jumps back onto the lead lap, he's got some work to do to find his way back up to where he started.
And what I'm noticing, Edmondson in front of Barry and Countryman in front of Edmondson. And this restart's going to get spicy.
Got to be aggressive. Single file restarts as opposed to the double file initial race start that we had. Does mean that there's no question as to whether you're on the inside or the outside, which I think some drivers might have a preference to. But regardless, now aggression has got to be the priority. We'll start rolling and work our way back to the line and get our final 5 laps on the night underway. Nicholas Dashley, look at all the cars stacked up in front.
That's a long train, I'll tell you.
I would not want to try and fight my way back through the field. And that's why when we think about next week for Countryman, there can be no real sigh of relief, because at Crandon, 10 wide on the initial starts, there's no guarantee of safety.
And we're not racing the short track there, we're racing the long track, so that's just going to make it nuts. Even though we do the run rash at the short track too, but I love the long track.
My hope is that we will not go to the short track this year, which I think is correct based on the schedules and how it's all worked out. Pace truck once again off and away, and we are ready to launch into the final 5 laps on the night at the fast and technical Lucas Oil Speedway. Plenty of chaos and contact on the night. Evan McFarlane and Cody Winicki up front. The Channel 199 Sim Racing trying to hold on. Drake Mittag, Trenton Briley, Matthew Lindy, the rest of the top 5 as we go racing once again. Keep your eyes out for Connor Barry in 9th, Thad Countryman in 7th. Those are our championship players through turn 1 safely. Countryman's got his elbows out early doors, 2 positions grabbed, almost 3, but back up into the top 5.
And it looks like Countryman right by on the outside right now, Trent Briley, who's sure, and then Tag. I'm kind of surprised Tag's not right up there, because McFarlane with a great response on that start there. Got a little bit, he's got a little bit of gap on there, but Winicki trying to get up into his grill now. Like you said, the 289 teammates might be battling it out. I'm just waiting for Tag to get up there, but Connor Barry watching this battle right now as he, you can see Lindy moving around on the outside. Countryman, and everybody goes around the C's part, and there goes Connor Barry.
Josh Edmondson that rolls, and plenty of others mixed up in that. 30 points now the gap between Thad Countryman in 6th and Connor Barry in 7th. The 2 championship rivals right next to one another. Up front though, I think what happened, Dave, is the teammates were able to coordinate on the radio, and they're in a Discord channel together, and they were able to keep Drake Mittag off them on the initial start. Mistake though from McFarlane has opened the door up, and now Cody Winicki leads, and Drake Mittag hunting him down.
I can see Lindy went for the big roll there too. Big 6-car pileup.
And it continued.
Actually.
He has just not had a easy night, which is sometimes all you would like.
Yeah, nor is Winkler. See, Winkler, every time I turn around, Winkler seems like he's getting the short of the stick there too. He always comes up and everybody's bunched up on him.
3 laps to go at the line over that short, almost tabletop-esque jump, and then into the whoops. What a great shot that is. As poor Trenton Briley gets drilled from Connor Barry as he parks it on the apex of the corner. And now Barry all over the left rear, costing these two a little bit of time as they swirl out of turn 9, back around towards the start-finish line. Connor Barry has done a great job of trying to get as close to Thad Countryman as he can. Time's running out to minimize the points deficit heading into next week.
I'll tell you, Briley, he's getting his elbows about 10 feet wide. He's trying to put in a block on Connor because I am not going to lose a position there. You'd already see the fenders already starting to flap there. Connor's got a lot of fiberglass starting to miss there too. You can see a little loose panel missing the right front. The contact from these guys. This is not what Connor wants. He's getting hauled up by Briley because that means Countryman's a position, 2 positions in front of him. That just means more points.
Great to hear that Drake and Connor got together to celebrate Connor's 21st birthday. That means that any wins in the real world that Connor now has, he's allowed, I would assume, actual champagne to celebrate with. He will work past Briley. Meanwhile, Mittag pressured from McFarlane. Almost a chance to go for the race lead. Through 8 and 9 they go. Plenty of contact between one another, but Cody Winicki will lead. 2 laps left to go between our leaders. There are 5 in contention, and Thad Countryman's at the end of this queue.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great battle there with Winicki and Mittag. McFarlane, he's got to be careful because if these two take each other out, McFarlane's going to be right there. Mittag trying to do everything he can, look in the inside. Ooh, had to get on the binders there. Got checked up by Winicki right now. You can see Winicki very focused.
This win is doing for Cody Winicki is giving him a very solid hold on not just 3rd in the championship. He's only 16 points away from Connor Barry in 2nd. He would love to hold on to the win, Mittag is going to try and rip that away from him and go back to back. If not for that one stumble in the championship for Drake Mittag initially at the second round. Yes, round 3 didn't go his way as well, but he would be in the championship fight. There's no ifs or buts about that. Through the final sector, he's going to try and switch things up, but be careful. Evan McFarlane's here as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, you can see him setting up there. He didn't want to get caught on the other side. McFarlane made it by that tower. Brody Dusher, he looks like he almost clipped that tire out there. So they come around. The white flag should be coming out this time by.
It will.
And there it is.
I think you're right. Brody is sure fiberglass dangling on either side. He must have hit the tire. And now Thad Countryman, elbows out, wants the 2 points. That Brody DeShore is holding him off right now, but be careful. There comes Connor Barry into the mix. He's closed that gap down. Mittag being held up by McFarlane. It's allowing Cody Winicki to build up his advantage. Here comes the move up towards the Lucas lead. Thad Countryman looking for 4th.
And you can see Dusher just, leaning on Countryman, that red plate on Countryman. He wants to hold on to it. Even if he finished right where he is, he's still going to hold on to the points lead. But Connor Barry is definitely chipping away. And like you said, Drake Mittag starting to become a factor at this point.
Handful of corners to go through the whoops. We have only got 3.5 seconds splitting our top 7. It has been a fairly competitive run to the end. Oh, Trenton Bradley gets a little bit out of sorts, but as one more corner left to go, it's Cody Winicki that will grab a second win in the iRacing short course world. It's his first in the Pro 4 National Series behind Evan McFarlane. Oh, beats out Brody DeShore or not. Just a small margin between them. Has Connor Barry beaten Thad Countryman to the line? Yes, he has.
Yeah, the 2 corners prior to that, but Barry was able to get by Countryman there with a nice wide open pass.
So 26 points, the championship lead for Thad Countryman. Here's the look at how it all builds. A little bit of contact between them, and here comes the door.
He's going to come around here. And this is the point where the doors start to open up coming around this next turn.
Lots of great racing, but Thad Countryman maybe a little bit disappointed after starting up in 3rd that the initial couple of laps hadn't gone his way. It's a great track, I've got to say as well.
There it is.
Our second time and into the whoops. Barry pulls alongside. No real contact between them. It's a nice and clean pass.
Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, Countryman carried a little too much speed. Little bump by Barry, but he had the inside established at that point. Nothing you could do.
So our results, once race control picks their way through the incidents, we may see some points, penalties handed down. Cody Winicki holds on up front, holds on to 3rd in the championship as well, while Drake Mittag tries to hunt him down. Brody DeShore and Evan McFarlane 3rd and 4th. Finish in front of Connor Barry with Thad Countryman, Trenton Bradley, Rick Huseman, Noah Carmichael, and Sean Winkler, the top 10. 11th for Brandon Fourcade, plus 11 after starting down in 22nd, with Matthew Lindy behind him. Ethan Carr and Josh Edmondson, Hadley Boyce and Cody Vanderveer slot in front of Adam McAfee, Zachary Goddard, Michael Boyd, and Nicholas Dashalay. Final 4, it's 21st for Tyler Bickford, 22nd for Zachary Drapkin, with Tom Grady and Quinton Delhomme the rest of the finishers. That Countryman confirmed as the provisional points leader heading into next week's championship showdown at the Big House at the Crandon International Raceway. But a win in race 2 means Cody Winicki holds on to 3rd in the points, only 18 back from Connor Barry. He's standing by with Dave.
Well, what an incredible run, I gotta say, man. Talk about a physical race out there.
That was pretty brutal. That was crazy.
Were you feeling the heat or what?
Oh, definitely. The pressure was definitely on me, but we walked away with it.
Well, you and Evan were, with a great restart. Let's talk about the restart, the second half of the race here. You guys really jumped out there, the gapping on it was a little bit of communication, you guys, because I know your Drake Matag was on your guys' mind being back there.
Oh yeah, definitely. We were trying to, get in there with him, and hopefully he'll make a mistake. We were trying to get Josh up here with the top 3, but never works as planned. But I'm glad we still got a Channel 199 truck on top.
Well, it definitely doesn't hurt for the team points there, and also it does bode well for you being third in points.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm glad to be in the points fight. Like it's a great opportunity. It's a good league, fun. You guys, anybody with a sim, come out, try it. It's a blast.
Well, here we go. 1 round to go. We're going to the big house. What are your thoughts?
Before this track, Crandon was my favorite, but I like this track a lot. It's tight and technical, and that's what I'm here for, the tight and technical racing. Crandon's a lot more open straights. Like, really, you only got to worry about the land rush, and hopefully you make it out alive, and then pick off people one by one from there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Crandon's the big house, but I'm thinking, Wheatland, when I remember going there for the first time in real life, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like the crown jewel of short tracks.
Oh yeah, definitely a goal in life to come here and race.
Well, definitely. I got to say congratulations to you. An awesome second race, an awesome win. Good for the team, good for you in the points. And I know you got some people to thank for this one.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for the broadcast and the awesome league. And I want to thank Channel 199, Track Racer, Racecraft, Polaris Racing, MRT Tires, Top Box Racing, Winnick Motorsports, my wife, and friends and family, everybody for watching. Hopefully you guys all share the link and get more views out here. It's a blast. Thank you guys.
Right on. Cody Winnicki, the big win here in the second race tonight.
Putting the pressure on. Drake Mittag finishes in second. Drake, what more could you have done the Grid 1 machine to try and grab the win in that second race and do the double here at Lucas Oil Speedway?
Be more consistent, I guess. I had the pace to put on a battle for first, but just made a couple mistakes. I got sent straight out of the whoops and tagged the back of Cody. That was scary. Heart didn't calm down for the next 4 corners maybe, and you know what? I got the overall, so I did the best I could tonight, but I feel like I could have been better. I feel like my qualifying, I blew it. The second race, I blew it. There's still some areas to improve on, and definitely some areas to improve on Crandon. So got a lot of work cut out for me this week for sure. So I'm pumped to be able to come away with the overall.
We talked a bit about the World Final schedule later this year. We're going to finish up the year back here at Lucas Oil in the Pro 2. Did you learn a little bit more? It's only the second time that we've raced here in the iRacing short course world.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't learn too much. I just kind of remembered everything. I remembered how scary those whoops are. Last year in the World Finals, I did a handstand coming out of them. This time I went straight. It's definitely hairy out there. It was nothing short of fun, though, for sure. We had clean battles all the way through the night and qualified good. And there's a lot that goes into this, and thank you guys for putting this on. Thanks to PV Simulators, Boozy Jerky, Brim's Hats, Custom Off-Road Designs, and CBR Radiators.
Well, we'll see you next week at Crandon at the Big House to close out the Pro 4 season.
Thank you, guys.
And last but not least, let's catch up with Brody DeShore, the third place finisher in main event 2. He's with Dave.
Brody, what an incredible battle, I got to say. But watching you battling up there, with McFarland, but talk about the battle with Thad Countryman, boy, because that, you were with the points leader. There had to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't really know who was, kind of right behind me, but I'm just, here to do the best I can. The season's gone so rough so far, so being up here, I don't know. Definitely the nerves, kind of getting to me, but once you kind of get racing, they kind of go away, and I wouldn't race anybody differently, if it were Thad or if it were anybody in the points leader. But honestly, it was just you got to stay out of the mess, and I know I have the speed at that track, and we were able to show it finally. So definitely happy to be back here. So.
Yeah, this track is one, you had some great speed there. And of course, I'm going to call it almost like landmines out there with the tires and all the trucks and, that hairpin left-hander coming off, you got the left-hander with the whoops and then bam, it sends you into that turn and then the tires are there and everybody's trying to pinch you down. What is that feeling like?
Well, you kind of never know, what's going to happen in the next corner. So, the only part of the track that you can really feel safe at is out of that second corner going over the flyaway. But once you get over the flyaway, then it's just like it's kind of, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you just gotta hope, then drive your best and hope you don't die. So.
Well, the good thing is you get a reset button in this one.
Right? Yeah. You don't get that in real life.
Well, Brody, you got to say, man, you showed some great speed. It was great watching the battling out there, and I know you got some people to thank for it.
Yeah, definitely. I got to thank Tate and Parker, those guys at Badger State Simworks. We got a new team here for this season. Bickford, Carson, running with me and running for me. Like I said, anybody who helps us out over there. Anybody who I'm missing, you guys for doing the broadcast, Connor for putting this series on, like always. Just anybody I miss, Bad Company, all those guys, and anybody who's watching out there. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Congratulations, Brody Dusher, everybody.
And looking forward to heading to the big house. That countryman with the championship lead. Oof. Although we saw plenty of nerves on his side today. You can't have nerves heading into a championship showdown. April 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern on the iRacing Short Course channels on RaceSpot TV. Join myself and Dave for all the action. The pressure's on Dave for both Dad, but also for Connor as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I got to say, I'm excited to see how this one's going to end up. And, maybe think about with the short distance and points right now. Early on, you were talking, if he stays in this position, it's 50 points or 30 points or this. It's like, oh my goodness, with 24 trucks out there, there's a lot of points in the line. So if you go to the back of the pack and you're a points leader, get into all your hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams, either shattered or realized. Next week, join us at Crandon. Signing off from Lucas Oil Speedway. One round left to go in the 2026 iRacing Short Course Pro 4 National Series. We'll see you at the Break House to close it out. It's the three-time king starting off on top. It's win 17 for Connor Barry. First-time winner in the iRacing Short Course National Series. Take a bow, Drake Mittag. And while Luke Canuck's yet to taste success in 2025, it's going to be a taste that's oh so sweet. Swain's not going to stand down. To the line, a photo finish. Her first win in the National Series. Crystal King gets it done. It's taken a while for Josh Edmondson to crack the victory circle. Winning the war, Drake Mittag, the 2025 iRacing Short Course World Finals champion.